let me ask you about Mars. You mentioned it would be great for science to put a base on the moon to do some research, but the truly big leap, again in this category of seemingly impossible, is to put a human being on Mars. When do you think SpaceX will land a human being on Mars?
Best case is about 5 years, worst case 10 years.
Mars is a death sentence by default. Every human who goes there will be slowly poisoned by radiation, suffocated by thin air, and cut off from Earth farther than any human has ever lived. One mistake, and you're gone. And yet, Elon Musk believes humans will live there within a decade. Not visit. Live. So what does he know or believe that makes this even remotely possible? Let's dive in. Before anyone talks about cities, colonies, or Martian sunsets, 4 systems must work perfectly for humans to survive on Mars. Miss one, and everyone dies. Water. Mars has it. Frozen beneath soil laced with perchlorates. Chemicals toxic to human tissue. Imagine you'll drill through poisonous dust, hoping your machinery doesn't fail. Air. Mars's atmosphere is 96% carbon dioxide. Every breath must be manufactured. Oxygen extracted molecule by molecule, while dust storms block sunlight for weeks, sometimes months. Shelter. Radiation on Mars is more than twice what astronauts experience on the International Space Station. Without a magnetic field or thick atmosphere, cosmic rays pass straight through your body. You either live underground or your DNA unravels cell by cell. Fuel. You don't just need fuel to land, you need fuel to leave, which means building a chemical plant on another planet, using only what's there. No one has ever done this. And the challenge is, all 4 systems must work simultaneously, for years, without help from Earth. That's not the dream. That's the minimum requirement to stay alive. So how does this actually go wrong? Let's be specific. A micrometeorite punctures your habitat during a dust storm. Visibility is 0. Repairs are impossible. Everyone suffocates in 8 minutes. Your water recycling system fails. You're 140 million miles from resupply. Dehydration kills you in 4 days. A solar flare hits during the 6-month journey. Radiation exposure spikes. Some crew members show symptoms before they even land. Or the simplest failure of all, you land hard. The propellant plant cracks. No fuel for return. You're stranded until supplies run out. The things, Elon Musk has never hidden this. He said there's a good chance early Mars settlers could die. He's looking for builders and fixers, the explorer type, people who understand the risk.
The window of possibility is open for us to extend life to another planet. To the best of our knowledge, life exists only on Earth.
And choose it anyway. So why would anyone go? Because for the first time in history, someone is building a machine that makes this discussion possible. Starship, 400 feet tall, the most powerful rocket ever constructed, more capable than the Saturn V that took humans to the moon. But raw power isn't the breakthrough. Reusability is. Every rocket before Starship threw most of itself away after a single flight. Starship is designed to land both stages, refuel, and fly again. Musk's goal is radical. Each booster reused 1,000 times. Each tanker reused 100 times. Each spacecraft reused 12 times. That's how launch costs fall from billions to millions. His timeline is aggressive. 5 uncrewed Starship flights in 2026, 20 in 2028, 100 by 2030, 500 by 2033. Ambitious, but there's a massive catch. Starship can't reach Mars without orbital refueling. That means launching the spacecraft, then launching multiple tankers to fill it in orbit. No one has ever done this at scale. Musk admits there's only a 50-50 chance of hitting the 2026 window.
If we're lucky, we've probably got about a 50% chance of sending ships from Earth to Mars at the end of next year, so November, December next year.
Miss it, and you wait 26 months again. That's how Mars works. The planets orbit and don't care about ambition. December 2025, when everything changed. A 240-page report quietly landed on NASA's desk. Written by some of the country's top scientists, their message was blunt. Send humans to Mars as soon as possible. Not for flags, not for prestige, for one reason above all others: to answer whether we are alone in the universe. The report proposed something concrete: a short, 30-day human mission first, then cargo deliveries, then a 300-day crew. Test, learn, build. Linda Elkins-Tanton, who co-led the committee, called it the most significant moment for human exploration since the moon landing. But they didn't sugarcoat the dangers: radiation exposure, biological contamination, irreversible mistakes. Their timeline? Within 20 years. Musk says 10. Either someone is wrong, or Mars is closer than most people think. Let's talk money. SpaceX is preparing to go public in late 2026, potentially raising over $25 billion. For years, Musk said SpaceX wouldn't go public until humans reached Mars. So why now? Artificial intelligence, next-generation Starlink satellites, orbital data centers, massive computational infrastructure in space. All of it requires unprecedented capital. But here's the tension: public companies answer to shareholders. Shareholders want returns. Mars demands decades of investment before it pays anything back. Will Wall Street tolerate rocket explosions, failed landings, and billion-dollar infrastructure with no immediate profit? Or will Starlink quietly subsidize the most expensive survival project in human history? Musk still controls SpaceX, and he's been obsessed with Mars since founding the company in 2001. This IPO isn't an exit, it's a bet. But wait a minute, where exactly is Musk planning to land on Mars? The location: Arcadia Planitia, a volcanic plain in Mars' northern hemisphere. Water ice lies just centimeters below the surface. The terrain is flat enough to land massive spacecraft. Sunlight is consistent enough for solar power. This is where humans will try to live. But first arrivals won't be humans. Tesla's Optimus robots are slated to arrive around 2027. They'll test systems, assemble equipment, and operate in conditions that kill humans in hours. If that works, humans follow in 2028 or 2029. They'll build propellant plants that turn atmospheric CO2 and subsurface ice into fuel. Radiation-shielded habitats, food systems, power grids. If it works, and that's a massive if, this becomes Mars Base Alpha. And then you scale. Here's Musk's math. Earth and Mars align every 26 months. Each window, SpaceX wants to launch hundreds, eventually thousands, of starships, each carrying 100 to 200 people. So how long will it take to 1 million humans on Mars? 40 to 100 years after the first missions succeed. It sounds insane. Until you remember SpaceX already launches more rockets than anyone on Earth. Starlink serves over 6 million customers, and a factory in Texas is being designed to produce 1 Starship per day. 1 per day. Target cost per launch? $2 million. Compare that to the Space Shuttle's $1.5 billion. Hit even a fraction of that reduction, and Mars becomes economically survivable. This isn't about exploration anymore, it's about survival. The NASA report lays it out plainly. Study long-term radiation effects. Understand water and carbon cycles. See whether humans can reproduce across generations off Earth. Because if we can't make it work on Mars, the closest, most reachable option, we're not going anywhere else. Staying on Earth forever means betting everything on one planet. One asteroid, one supervolcano, one runaway climate cascade or disaster. Musk advocated this since 2001. Mars isn't a dream, it's insurance for the species. And yes, this could all fall apart. Politics could shift. Funding could disappear. Orbital refueling might fail. Radiation damage could be worse than expected. The first crewed mission could end in disaster. Any one of these could shut everything down. But here's what's different now. For the first time, none of these obstacles are unknowable. They're just brutally hard. The timeline everyone's watching. November 2026. Launch window opens. If orbital refueling works, if heat shields survive repeated Mars entries, if landing systems hold, the first uncrewed starship heads to Mars. If that works, 20 ships follow in 2028. If those succeed, 100 in 2030. By 2033, 500 launches in a single window. This isn't science fiction. Hardware exists. Factories are running. Launch pads are active. Mars colonization has moved from imagination to engineering. Dangerous, expensive, uncertain, but real. Maybe humans step onto Mars in 2029, maybe 2033, maybe later. But for the first time, it feels less like if and more like when. And when that first crew looks up and realizes Earth is just a pale blue dot in the Martian sky, everything changes. We stop being a single-planet species. We become something else entirely. This is history unfolding in real time. If you want to track every test, every breakthrough, every setback as humanity attempts to become a two-planet species, subscribe to our channel.